Yeah. All right, what's up, ladies and gentlemen? Back to our normal intro music, something to get you really pumped up for this show. I am Joe with Seahawk Talk. This is Seahawks Coast to Coast. To my left is Zach from Zach Talks Hawks. How are you doing this week?
I'm doing pretty good. I'm ready to begin this show. We're coming off of a big win and really excited to talk about a whole bunch of stuff with you today.
Yeah, I guess. Unless you got anything else, I say we just dive into the Seahawks Steelers game because that was something. It was weird.
It was a game of our time.
I was happy with it. So we'll start out. I know I see you're pulling something up, but I'll start with the overall vibes. The first half, we're down 7-14. And to be honest, I thought we were tied at half. Just like thinking back about it, but I kind of looked at it. 7-14. DK scored a touchdown. We kind of locked him up all game, and then to come back and score. I mean, what was the final score? 31-17?
Yep.
Yeah. So, I mean, to outscore them, terrible at math here, but I believe
24-3 in the second half.
Yeah, 24-3 in the second half. Not bad. One of those touchdowns was kind of funky, which I'm sure we'll talk about. So, but go ahead. You want to start with the first quarter, I guess, or?
Yeah. So for anybody keeping score, confirmed, Joe is a big vibe guy. So if
big on vibes.
Big on vibes. So yeah, first half vibes. Pretty frustrating at times, but look, man, this defense, we knew like this isn't going to be the problem of the team. I thought the pass rush was great. They were on point all game long. Really didn't have to be aggressive on blitzing because four up front, they were
getting through regardless. Yeah.
And man, that is so encouraging to know, like, as long as the four up front are doing their job, like, we're okay. And this pass rush is legit. I saw a graph I sent to a buddy, and I should have sent it to you. I'm going to do that actually real quick.
Well, last week you said that was the highest pass rush that Brock Purdy faced in his career, pass rush win rate that Purdy faced in his career. And this week seemed a lot better than last week. So I'm not sure. I think you said last week was 56%, if I remember off the top of my head. Maybe it wasn't quite 56% last week or this week against the Steelers, but it sure seemed like it, especially the second half. They kind of pinned their ears back and really got to him. So,
yeah.
And I believe we only had 3 sacks. Was that right? Oh my God. Sorry, meant to go to ESPN, not YouTube.
Yeah, Hawkmania reposted it. So, of course. Let me get to it real quick. Can't be too far away. Depending on how active Hawkmania is on Facebook. Jeez Louise.
Yeah, he's a pretty active guy.
Holy moly. I'm scrolling forever. But it
he is pretty active.
Right here. We'll share the screen. Talked about their win rate or pressure efficiency.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll bring it up here. Yeah. So pressure efficiency, more pressure with less blitzes. Seattle is up to nearly a 40% pressure with a near zero blitz rate. I mean, McDonald doesn't even have
0.1%.
to
Yeah.
send pressure to get a 40% win rate on pressures. This is incredibly telling. I mean, they're they are the most efficient front four in the NFL through two weeks. 2 weeks, we can pump the brakes, but
Yeah.
very awesome signs here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, agreed 100%. I just, like I said, we only had 3 sacks in the game, but it didn't feel like we only had 3 sacks. That's a thing about your pressure rate is it seemed like we were getting to him every time he dropped back. Yeah, Jay Reed had a sack. Forgot about that. Byron Murphy, finally, I think he made a big, if I'm not mistaken, it was either a tackle for loss or tackle at the line of scrimmage at a run play that I thought was pretty impressive. I can't pinpoint exactly when it was in the game. It just stuck out in my head. Overall, pleased with how we performed without Devon Witherspoon. Really, because Darion Kendrick. That's my guy.
We gonna be talking about this guy.
Yeah, because I believe I did tweet. Let's see what I said on Twitter. Mariners just tied the game up, by the way, so that's tight.
Going for 11.
Yep. Yeah, going for 11. I said looked up number 1 for the Seahawks in the first quarter. Forgot his name, and he just got a pick. Badass. Because I did. I remember seeing number 1 on the field, and I go, who is that? Unless you're an ultra nerd that is just
I had no idea
tracking the roster moves every day, the 53rd guy on the roster, you'd have no idea who it was. And that pick was pretty clutch. It came off another guy. Yeah, there he was. I guess he played last game too. Didn't know that. But yeah, the one pick was a big pick because that came right after the huge. Was it a run or just a little swing pass by Jalen Warren?
Yeah,
for the Steelers. And good hustle by Reek Woolen. I don't know if you guys noticed that, but
yes,
Tariq Woolen didn't give up on the play. I think he's playing with a little bit more edge since Mike McDonald really kind of called him out. Called him out last week in the media. And tough love seems to work with him. So let's do that because soft love obviously didn't.
Yeah. So I had no idea who Kendrick was, and he sat out all of last year with a torn ACL and getting a second chance. And
look, he was arrested hours after the game. Let's click on that one.
That's 2 years ago. It was 2 years
no, I know. That was his top story on him, other than he tore his ACL. Oh, not bad.
Yeah,
whatever.
Carrying a concealed weapon. Yeah.
I mean, not.
He's fine. He's fine. Yeah. He's playing for the Seahawks now. He's fine.
Yeah, exactly. You're not in LA anymore, dude. You're in Seattle. You can just do whatever you want.
So defense, obviously phenomenal. The beginning of the game, we saw a little bit of old Sam coming to roost.
Okay. So now that we're on the offense, I did want to, we obviously usually start with the quarterback just like everybody does, but the interception that was batted up in the air, he was just obviously trying to get rid of it. I don't remember what down it was, but I think it was third down, trying to avoid a sack.
Yeah.
Obviously, that was the worst case scenario that could have happened. The pick to Ramsey, though, looked like a really bad throw by Sam Darnold or a really bad route by Cooper Kupp. I'm going to not blame Cooper Kupp this week.
Yep.
I'm going to say that was a poor decision.
I agree. And, but let me tell you, in the second half, when he needed to, he bounced back well. So it just made the throws that you're supposed to do. That wild spin out of the sack, that clutch play. Like you need it. You need to find your tight end out in the flat, and he managed to do that. And it's there, man. And I said on Twitter quite often, I'm like, he right now is just a younger version of last year's Geno Smith. We won't talk about Monday night Geno Smith, but
no, I wanted to bring that up. That's something I did want to bring up. So go ahead. You can keep going.
Yeah, and you know, I think the difference. I was talking about this with a buddy today. You know, the difference between Sam and Geno, like the way I see the similarities is like crazy arm talent. Both have like tremendous pop in terms of they can make all the throws. It's just at times it's a bit of a roller coaster ride. But the difference between the two is when you get to the red zone, you don't turn the ball over. And like Geno, time and time again in the red zone would be trying really, really hard and would have those back-breaking interceptions in the red zone. And Sam, there were situations even in this game in Pittsburgh. You find yourself in the red zone, it's third down, don't force it, run, throw the ball out of bounds. Like live like that. That's all we ask. Like, don't throw away points.
Well,
go ahead.
Sorry.
Yeah, that's where personally, like, I see a big difference between the two just through 2 games.
Just before the half, I don't know if you remember that game, that run he had to set up the field goal that we ultimately missed, but that was a big play where you're like, he was being smart. You know, he didn't I was joking with my friend on the couch because we were joking about DK for the other team. I go, why didn't he plant his foot and try to cut up the field and gain some extra yards? Because that's something that DK would have done. But yeah, just really nice. You know, I think he gained 10 yards, right? Because he was like, oh, everybody's covered. I'm just going to take what I have. And even if there was a guy spying him, you know, he would just thrown it away. And I was happy with that. Wasn't happy Myers missed a field goal, but you know, you can't be perfect every day. He's, knock on wood, he's done a pretty good job for us over the past, I think this will be 5 years for him. Actually, I think 2019. So this will be year 6.
Yeah.
7.
Close to that. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, no, I just wanted to bring up because, you know, after week 1, everybody was like, Geno Smith would have won that game. And I think I might have came on. I don't know if I said it out loud, but in my head, I think Geno Smith wins that game last week. But then to see him on Monday night and the very first pass, and I'm rooting for these guys. You know me. I love Geno. I love Pete Carroll. So they're my team. And very first play, just interception. Oh, dude, there's a fawn outside. Yeah, I have a window now, like right next to me. But yeah, very first play, just boneheaded. I mean, I was like, what are we doing? That's the first play. That made me feel a lot better about the Sam Darnold move after seeing just that one play. So,
and then you were treated for an entire game. Yeah, it was not a good game. It was 3 really bad interceptions.
Even with Brady up in the booth, dude.
I know.
Trying to fix stuff, just can't. Tom Brady and Chip Kelly, power team.
Yeah. Running back. That narrative changed quick, didn't it?
Yeah, Charbonnet sucks, I guess. And Kenneth Walker might be an all-pro player. I mean, guys, it wasn't you I was talking about this with. It was another friend I was talking. We go, you remember this, when there was DK games and there was Tyler Lockett games, right? And it seemed like they would never both go off on the same game.
Yeah,
exactly. I feel like this is maybe what we're experiencing with Charbonnet and Kenneth Walker, because I know your stats aren't up anymore, but Charbonnet averaged 0.7 yards a carry. Not great.
It was brutal. Like,
and what did Kenneth Walker? I I mean, the end for the late touchdowns or the run for the late touchdowns definitely going to inflate it a little bit. But his yards per carry had to be 4, right? You think?
Had 13 carries for 105
Yeah,
yards.
definitely a lot more than 4. I'm not good at math, but that's close to 8, 9. Click, go down a little bit because I think you can do full stats, player stats. If you go up a little bit and then click player stats. Yeah.
I was like, I was just here.
Yeah, 8.1. Yeah, that's actually twice better than 4 yards a carry, like I was thinking. So, yeah, and they split carries. That's impressive. Yeah, obviously Kenneth Walker was finding the holes pretty good. Let's talk about that third rusher there. I thought I thought that was a pretty cool play. I like it. We've seen it in the preseason, and I liked it a lot better than the Milrow one. So
me too. Yep, tight end tush push, baby.
Wait, we were talking about? Am I going crazy? Darnold did have a run right before halftime, right? But to set up a field goal, but it's not showing, and I might just. Yeah, it's not showing up on ESPN either. You remember that run, right? I'm not going crazy. Ran it for like 10 yards and ran out of bounds. Sorry, that just threw me off.
We going crazy over here. But
I was just imagining that.
I like this. You know,
me too.
Guys coexisting, having proportionally good games.
Did you tweet saying Horton? Here's a. Did you tweet it?
I did not. I missed the opportunity. I was too busy losing my mind that he got a touchdown, and I didn't even think about Horton. Here's a touchdown until like another quarter went by. Or
that's the first thing I thought of, and then I never saw it pop up. I'm like, oh yeah. Must have forgot.
I'll be more diligent. I'll be more diligent. But yeah, I was kicking myself. I was like, dang it. It's too far removed. I can't do it anymore. So yeah, I'm kicking myself for that. I'll be better, internet. I promise.
Go back up. Okay. I see a bit of a problem here. No Jake Bobo on the receiving stats. I feel like that might be a problem for most people. Really need to get him involved, dude.
Yeah, well, I don't know what to tell. I don't know what to tell you.
I'm just kidding. I was happy to see Cooper Kupp. I was happy to see more than one person catch the ball this game, because last game I think there was a roughly 150. I think it was exactly 150 passing yards. 126 of them came from one guy.
Yep.
So,
yeah. And then Kobe got a pick. So good to see him being utilized in the defense.
Yeah, I forgot about that. That was at the very end of the game. I kind of spaced out about that. I don't know if you saw, I tweeted back at you. This is totally off topic, but the fact that Mike Tomlin called 3 timeouts in the fourth quarter just for us to punt the ball.
It's a bold strategy, Cotton.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, what are you doing? Like, okay, if you're going to take the timeouts, just throw it. Try to get some points on the board. But he's like, oh, I guess now that we got the ball back, we can just run this thing out.
Yep. What do you think about George Holani returning kicks?
Liked it. I'd like to see him using the backfield a little bit more. I know it sounds crazy because
he's the next Hall of Fame Seahawk running back. I mean, that's what we learned in preseason.
No, I think that was God, who was that? What was his name? Not Troy Maine-Pope. That was a while ago. Come on. Tacardier. Tacardier, right.
Yeah.
No, I'm happy with Holani returning kicks. I like it. He looks pretty good back there. I know I'm not expecting him to bust off a bunch of them, but
I do like Torrey Holton returning punts, though. He's very shifty and has shown that he can make the first guy miss. So I know the stats aren't spectacular in that regard, but I wouldn't be surprised if he returns a punt or two this season because his first move is just crazy good.
Mhm.
And yeah, what a steal. Like, he's going to be so good.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Also did see a lot more Oots this game than we've seen in the past.
Yes, we did.
Very
More,
weird.
more. I want more.
Yeah, so
Made
saw
a crazy second.
what's up, McNiner?
Hey, McNiner. He made a crazy second level block on 2 defenders. And yes, that's what we want. We want to run like that.
Yeah, and it wasn't all I formation. There was a lot of him split out,
Yep.
which I liked. Every time I saw 40 on the field, I think there was one mistake he made, but I cannot remember what it was. To where somebody said, "Who is number 40?" and I said, "That's Oots, the fullback." Uh, I don't remember what it was though, to be completely honest. So I don't even know why I brought it up.
Thought our rush defense did pretty good. We learned last week Pittsburgh's going to have trouble running the ball. So, I mean, this is okay. Obviously, our pass rush was the biggest force of the day.
Yeah, the fact that it was 18 for 33, Rodgers that was a big deal.
DK wound up with one more catch than he did a drop. So,
I almost felt so. I don't know. I kind of said this last week. Like, I have no ill will towards DK, but when he dropped that slant in the first quarter, I just go, that's it.
The memories.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, that's it. And I was pissed that they scored, but I was pretty confident in the game still. When he scored a touchdown, I'm like, you know what? Good for him. At least he got one, especially looking back that we won. I mean, if we would have lost by a touchdown, I don't know that I'd be saying the same thing. But I'm like, all right, good for him. I couldn't believe that he didn't get pissed off. He seemed level-headed the whole game. Maybe he should get mad a little bit more.
Yeah, he was fighting a little bit.
I saw with Woolen.
Yeah, but other than that, he was okay.
Yeah, and Job was on him a lot.
Yeah.
That was
what a world we live in. And he was locking him up.
Yeah, and you can see it right there. 3 catches for 20 yards. I mean, I expected going into this game, he'd probably have 8 catches for 100 yards. I still expected us to win, like I said, but it's just I expect him to be a little bit bigger of a factor than what he was.
Yep. So overall, pretty good. And
except the one breakdown pass, little swing pass to Jaylen Warren, not pretty good.
Yeah.
But there's a positive to take away. Tariq Woolen actually hustled. You know?
Yes.
Injury time.
So we can take a look at the full report from today's practice and get a better idea of what's going on. Charbonnet is out with a foot injury, and
Halani's time to shine, baby.
play that by ear. Yeah, Halani might get some extra carries, just like you wished for. Looks like Julian Love, just a precautionary thing. I don't think anything's like too serious with him. Mm-hmm. And of course, Spoon is still battling that knee injury, so we'll have to see.
I saw so today. Mike McDonald said that there's a lot better chance that Devon Witherspoon plays this week than last week. It was just hard. And I kind of respect. He was like, it's hard to put a guy in there without a week of practice and not being 100%, if that makes sense. He's fine, dude.
Bubble wrap him. Bubble wrap him.
He's fine. He's not Rashad Penny, okay? Or CJ Procise. Sorry. Rashad Penny actually had serious injuries. Abe Lucas, just signed a big deal. He can afford to get hurt. I don't know if that's what he's thinking. He's like, oh, hey, screw it. I'm good now. So check the Sean Alexander route is what he's trying to do.
So So injury report is there.
Not bad though.
Yeah,
honestly.
not bad. Could be a lot worse. Could be the 49ers. So with half their team injured.
Yeah. Heard the Cardinals are pretty banged up too.
Yeah, and I gotta give it to Niners though. Mac played pretty dang awesome, and
Shanahan came out today and said that freaking Purdy might play this weekend.
wow,
I doubt it, but I don't know. I doubt it. It's probably going to be McCorkle, and then the Vikings are going to sign him next year to play quarterback, and then the Seahawks will try after Sam Darnold doesn't work.
Oh my gosh, history just repeating itself.
Yeah. Let's get to it. Seahawks against the Saints. This is going to be my first game of the year. I didn't go to the home opener. That's one of the first games I missed since before COVID. It's actually the second game I missed since before COVID. I'm excited to get back. I'm a big vibes guy, like we talked about earlier. just catching vibes at the game. Not sure if my wife's going to go with me. As you know, we released it on social media, so we are having a baby girl. So I don't know if she's going to be up for the all-day type thing. I know she's cool with going to the Huskies game, a lot more of a family-friendly environment. I don't know. Maybe you'll go with me. Just kidding. You can try it. I'll tell you what. If you buy a plane ticket and meet me down, I swear to God, I'll take you. I'll tell my wife, even if she wants to go, I'll be like, this guy made a freaking commitment. I have to take him.
Oh man, I wonder what tickets are running. If I didn't make the Pittsburgh game, I don't know if I'm gonna be making a cross country trip. I would love to go out there. That's a bucket list thing for me. I have family out in Washington and been to a number of Mariners games. It's just I'm never around when the Seahawks are playing. So
because you come during the good time of the year, you come for the good weather, and then you leave.
You're not wrong. So it definitely is a bucket list item of mine. So maybe one day we'll see.
Maybe Sunday.
Well, that'd be something I'd have to plan. But
I'm telling you what, okay, you have till 9 a.m. Sunday morning Pacific time, and then the wheels are rolling. If you decide, if you're like, hey, surprise at 8:59, I'll be like, honey, you better stay home.
Sit this one out.
But
So what are your thoughts here on this matchup with the Saints?
My thoughts are this reminds me a lot of the Giants game last year. And this is a game that we can't drop. This game cannot end up like the Giants game last year. My thoughts are also, can we win a freaking game at home? We supposedly have the best home field advantage in the league, which I've seen in my lifetime. I don't put the air quotes because of before, but I'd say since about 2018, it has not been as much as it used to be. There's no reason why we shouldn't dominate this game. Sorry. In all facets.
I agree. I think that this team needs a game where you just go out there and thump them. And I'm just here because Joe is a buddy. Well, I'm glad you're here.
He is from Washington State. We've met before at the Steelers game, at the Seahawks Steelers game 2 years ago.
Well, maybe one day. But anyway, I think this matchup really does favor Seattle's strength. We talked about the pass rush and how efficient they are and only sending 4. I think the Saints offensive line is one of the worst that Seattle has in this early slate of matchups early on in the year. So you look at not just star power, but like the ability to move the ball on offense. I think the Saints are really going to struggle there.
Yeah, I mean, all they really can, the one thing that they better hope they can do is use Kamara on screen passes. But I think this team has become a lot more disciplined on screen passes. Even the big run last week against Warren, that wasn't a setup screen. I mean, that was just he got lost.
Yeah, you have to think back though. Has Seattle learned already this year? Because we looked at the 49er game. McCaffrey's very effective in the passing game. Talked about in our recap of that game where that was a point of frustration, right? If there's any running back you're going to try to plan for in the passing game, it's probably Christian McCaffrey. And given where the Saints are this year, I don't think Alvin Kamara is that far behind in terms of prioritizing.
He's kind of their
offense. He's
him and a white Mormon that doesn't really have a position. They just kind of he beat us last time we played him.
Yeah. So Olave is a really good wide receiver on the outside, but you just need a guy to throw it to him. I don't think the Saints have enough talent up front to give Spencer Rattler enough time to be efficient. So it's going to come down to short, quick passing, mainly to their running back. And, have we learned? Have we grown from the 49er game? I think schematically, this is going to demand the team to perk up defensively. I don't think offensively we're going to struggle too bad. Saints up front aren't particularly great in terms of rush defense. So I would love to see a more, you mentioned it earlier with the two running backs getting even splits. I want to see that, but I also want to see production from both backs.
Yeah.
If Charbonnet is able to play. So we'll
if Alani plays, I'd like to see production from two running backs is what we want, because as history shows, Kenneth Walker isn't obviously he's a workhorse back. He's got the build and the type, but he just doesn't have the durability. And I kind of sound like an ass saying that, but he gets hurt every year. So we're going to need that. I know I sound once again kind of like an ass here, but I think this is the worst team in the NFL that we're going to play against on Sunday. Kind of help we felt against the Giants last year. Let's just not overlook these guys.
Miami's pretty bad.
But at least Miami has the talent to not be bad. They're just very dysfunctional. I guess
Captain Niner says got to cover Jawan Johnson. He could have easily had 3 more catches and put them in scoring position had he not been off his game. He dropped 3 easy balls that he usually catches.
I just have a lot more faith in our defense than I really do in our offense. I don't know. I have faith in us scoring 20 points and winning this game if we have to. But let's not remember Leonard Williams after last season when we played the Giants. He goes, "We just took them lightly. We cannot do that. These are all professional football teams. That can't ever happen again, ever." So,
yeah, and we're right back to the tight end debate here with Jawan Johnson, in terms of Seattle's ability to cover tight ends well. Historically, lately, that has not been a positive.
Historically, even the Legion of Boom, Greg Olson, like every tight end besides Vernon Davis would destroy us.
I mean,
otherwise,
you take a look at the lion's share of offensive production for the Steelers. Pat Freiermuth, 3 catches, 31 yards. I know Aaron didn't do a whole lot outside of Jaylen Warren, but he's the technically the second leading receiver. So you got to be able to cover tight ends, and which does make the Nick Emmanwori
Yeah, that's
injury
what I was thinking.
worse.
Worse, yeah.
So, yeah.
That's kind of... I hope he's not an injury guy. I really hope he's not an injury guy, because how good this defense has looked, which has been allowing teams only allowing 17 points a game, 17.0, through 2 games. With how good this has looked, imagine how good it'll look with him instead of 2 weeks ago it was Ty Okada basically filling in. Last week Witherspoon wasn't there, so it was that number one Kendrick.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I think I was nervous about this defense getting off to a slow start. I think we've talked about this because of how Baltimore, when Mike McDonald was there, has got off to a slow start. But this defense is really crushing it so far, and I don't know. We need the offense to capitalize, and they did on Sunday. That's all we can ask for, is that again, the second half again.
For sure. I totally agree. NFL news around the league.
One second.
Congratulations. Yeah.
I think we forgot to talk about one touchdown that the Seahawks scored.
Oh yeah, we did bury the lead there, didn't we?
I totally forgot about it.
Let's talk about the most bonkers touchdown you're going to wind up seeing pretty much all year. A landing zone touchdown.
Pretty tight, pretty sweet.
That
I was with that guy. So they changed the rules when they changed the touchback out to the 25. They changed it to where if the ball goes into the end zone, it's a dead ball. But I guess they changed it back with the landing zone to where and I was kind of wondering that too a while ago. I go, what happens if the guy just doesn't decide to recover it? And I think we learned on Sunday what happens. I think the Seahawks scored 7 points.
So like I knew the rule. And so like as it was happening, I'm like, oh my gosh, he's not going for it. And
I thought he touched it.
The thing is, like, it doesn't matter if he touches it. It's just if it hits the square or hits the rectangle, it's a live ball, and it's like a prolonged onside kick. Like if you can boogie down there, that's why so many kickers now are trying to put crazy spins on these balls and trying to get it to bounce, because if it hits the zone, it's live. And
yeah, I didn't know that, because if it hits the end zone, it's dead.
Yep.
And that's where I got confused. So I was thinking, just like the Steelers guy did, he's thinking if it hits the end zone, it's dead. And it's not. And I'm happy we got to witness it.
And it resulted in a first career touchdown.
Was that Helani that recovered it?
Yep.
Yeah, Helani, dude. As many touchdowns as Charbonnet and Walker.
He's legit.
All three have one.
And, I really thought, for a split second, that ball was going to roll out of the back of the end zone and everybody's going to get bailed out. But what hustle by Helani to just kind of know.
Well, even when he grabbed it too, I'm like, did he actually grab it? Or was like, a foot out of the back of the end zone first? But yeah, they played it, and I go, in the back of my head, I'm thinking, oh, they're going to call that back or something. I was like, this isn't real. But that was a free 7 points. That was pretty sweet.
It turned the game. I mean,
100%.
Yeah. And, you got to execute on all the phases of the game, and Seattle did that. So be really cool to pay attention to that in the future.
Yeah, I was all for firing Harbaugh. Like, this since last year. I think he sucks as special teams coordinator. We've had some bad miscues on special teams. Might be enough for me to want to keep him around for another week. Because you have to admit, since he's taken over as special teams coordinator, it is not that it's ever been like really good. It just seems like there's been a lot of miscues, especially on like covering kick returns, covering punt returns,
sure.
to where I'm like, ew, get rid of this guy, especially his last name sucks. So,
for sure.
Yeah, let's get to news around the league. Sorry about that. I just wanted to bring that up.
No, yeah.
In the middle of talking about the Saints, I'm like, okay, special teams. Oh shit, something happened on special teams last week.
So, congratulations are in order.
For who?
For Stefon Diggs.
Is he getting married?
Oh, he's having a baby.
How many?
With Cardi B.
No way, dude. I thought she was with Offset. I guess I'm pretty old. I definitely thought she was with a rapper from the Migos. But I also haven't checked in about 7 years. So
I don't follow any of that at all, but it was the big news everywhere today. Cardi B she came out, was like, I'm having Stefon Diggs' baby. And crazy.
Okay. That's what she says. I can't roll my R's. So. Yeah, right there. Okay. Well, that's some good news for the Diggs family. I thought you were gonna. Never mind. That's rude.
So,
any other news around the league other than
every quarterback on planet Earth getting hurt? Yeah. Joe Burrow, JJ McCarthy, Justin Fields, Brock Purdy.
This is a repeat from last year.
Wild.
And the Falcons have never had such a hot commodity sitting at second string. Because I'll tell you what, I think Kirk wants out, obviously. And I don't think the Falcons want to pay him. But when you have that many quarterbacks go out in the first 2 weeks, maybe you want to hold on to him for another week or two. See how high the value gets. Yeah, so I guess the Bengals, they went along with Jake Browning a couple years ago. Washington guy, obviously, go Dogs. But I think he's a decent backup. The 49ers are going to get Mac Jones pretty back sooner than later. Fields is a concussion. I don't think the Jets are really going anywhere, but the Vikings is I think the Vikings is an interesting one because I think 7 of the 8 quarters that JJ McCarthy has played, he's looked really bad. And he looks like he might have to imagine that. He looks like he might have to sit behind a guy for a year. I think.
Could you imagine if Kirk Cousins goes back to Minnesota?
I think, personally, with what we've seen out of JJ McCarthy the first 2 weeks, I think Minnesota fans would welcome him back with open arms.
Yeah. And which is wild that we live in this timeline. And I would love to see it. I'm a big fan of homecomings, man. Cooper Kupp coming back to the Pacific Northwest.
Not even close, but yeah.
So I'm that would be so cool to see Kirk Cousins back in the purple. That'd be awesome.
So who else is down?
You named them all. We got
them. Did I? Because I thought there was one more.
Yeah, Joe Burrow,
Fields,
Brock Purdy,
yeah,
Fields, and JJ sort of by not playing well.
And he's hurt.
Yeah. I guess you're right. He is hurt.
Yeah, and then hate to be a dick. I actually don't hate to be a dick because I'm a dick.
Jaden Daniels is also banged up. That was the other
guy. That's not gonna be. I mean,
they're not in the market for anybody.
I know you love reunions, but he's not going back to the Commanders to where
throw it all the way back, baby.
Yeah. You think he has any eligibility left for Michigan State? I mean, that'd be cool. Yeah, that's not gonna happen. I give it another week. You know how? Yeah, we were talking about that earlier, Jason, about how Kyle Shanahan actually said he might play, which is insane. Wild. Yeah, we were all talking last week like he was out like at least 3 weeks, I think. But yeah, I don't, like I said, I hate sound like a dick, but I don't think Tua is going to make it very long. But who knows what their team, like, they have a team to win. That's what we were talking earlier. You said, well, the Dolphins might be the worst team in the NFL. Why? Why might they be
it just coach. They're awful.
It's not even awful. Just the coach. I think just, we talked about earlier. I'm a vibes guy. I think the vibes are down.
Theme of tonight's show, all about vibes.
Yeah, I think they saw the rivalry jerseys and we're like, this is not Miami Vice enough for me. I need the vibes to change a little bit. So I guess Mike, not McDonald, Mike McDaniel said something in a press conference today, and I don't know what it was, but it was pretty snarky back. So I guess he's not.
Other NFL news. Who do you know off the top of your head? What quarterback in the NFL leads the league in passing through the first 2 weeks of the year?
I know because you're asking this, it's going to be weird.
The top two are actually pretty weird, but
okay, so I can name either.
Well, the one up top is worth our conversation. I suppose.
Oh, easy. This has to be Daniel Jones.
Daniel Jones is second.
Okay, who's number one?
Russell Wilson leads the league in passing yards because he had the game of his life. He had the game of his life in what was the game of the week last week with the Giants and Cowboys facing off and just throwing haymakers.
I don't know about you. You guys must have been the same because you get the local game after the Seahawks game ends or the Steelers game ends. They played that game right. You didn't even have to switch channel. They just changed it back. And that moon ball he threw was the most Russell Wilson pass I've ever seen. And you know how I feel about Russ. I think he's a douche. I don't like him one bit with an ounce of my body. I don't like Russell Wilson.
Doesn't pass the vibe check.
No, his vibes are terrible. His vibes are very selfish. But when he throws that pass and, you're thinking, God, it's going to hit that scoreboard in the middle of the field. And then it comes down just perfectly, drops in. I think it was Neighbors. It might not have been.
Multiple
He's the only
times.
Giants receiver I know is Malik Neighbors. Yeah, that was vintage Russell Wilson. And to watch him still lose really brought joy to my heart. I'm a Cowboys guy this year. I think I don't know if I've told you guys this. I'm a Cowboys guy this year because I'm an anti-Cowboys fans guy. I hope they do just enough. I hate Cowboys fans, dude. And the fact that they kind of hate the Cowboys this year, I'm kind of rooting for them to do good enough, but wish they still had Micah Parsons, if that makes sense. I'm rooting hard for the Cowboys just because I want to see Jerry Jones be correct and all the Cowboys fans be wrong.
Well, they did sign Jadeveon Clowney. So
all pro Jadeveon Clowney? Pro Bowl
all pro
Jadeveon Clowney?
Pro Bowler, perennial all-star,
it's
home run leader.
Me and my friend were watching the game after the Seahawks game, and I go, God, imagine if they had an edge rusher for the Cowboys. This game wouldn't even be close. The Cowboys would be dominating. You getting back to a text?
I was
Sorry.
You're gonna giggle. I was checking the Mariners score. Oh,
yeah, I know. It's 7-5.
Womp, womp, womp. Streak had to end at some point.
Yeah, it's not over, technically.
So that's news around
I
the
can hear
league.
it coming from the living room. My wife's at dinner with my mom right now, so every TV is on full blast. Yeah, that's kind of news around the league. Like you said, I don't really know. I kind of took over that with my hatred towards Russell Wilson and my love for the Dallas Cowboys. So,
let's bring up the picks for.
Let's get some peaks.
Week. Take a look at some matchups around the league. Tomorrow we have a matchup of division rivals with Dolphins at Bills.
Okay. I'm picking the Bills.
Okay. I thought you were going to hit me with the vibe check, but no.
No, their vibes are bad. Their vibes are terrible. They have bad vibes.
I also am picking the Bills by a lot.
Why? Can you explain your reasoning why you're picking the Buffalo Bills?
The vibes. It's all on vibes.
They're going to lose, dude. It's going to be hilarious. I'm picking the Bills, but when they lose to the Dolphins on tomorrow night, it's going to be one of the funniest games.
Bengals and Vikings with a quarterback battle of Browning versus Wentz.
I took Cincinnati. I think Cincinnati's talented enough to win.
I also agree. We know what Browning can do in this offense. He's capable.
A total manager, except for when he throws 3 picks like last week.
He didn't know he was going to play, so
just
give him a week of prep. Give him a week of prep. I think he'll be fine. And Carson Wentz, we kind of know who he is at this point, so I don't believe in him at all. Texans, who are, struggling mightily.
Vibes are low. Vibes are bad. Vibes are bad.
And so is their O-line against the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Yeah, surprise pick. I actually didn't look at the spread, but I'm going with the Jaguars.
Yeah.
You are too?
I'm picking Jacksonville at home. I'm picking Jacksonville at home.
They're actually favored.
Yeah, I think if the game was in Houston, I might think a little differently. I wouldn't be surprised if the Texans wound up winning this game, but you got to think at some point Trevor Lawrence becomes the prince that was promised and manages to put it together. So hopefully. Duval. Colts with Indiana Jones against the Tennessee Titans.
Yeah, I took the Titans. I don't think this miracle run can continue much longer. Go ahead. I mean, the Titans aren't good either. Let's be honest.
Where I am.
Yeah.
Give me the Colts till I die. Indiana Jones. Vibes are high.
All the way. Vibes are
high.
If you're making a vibes pick, I think vibes are definitely on the Colts side.
Oh, I love a good comeback story, and Indiana's got it, man. Yeah, give me the Colts.
They disappeared.
Yeah, I had to get the rest of the games on here. I'm just messing with it. Gino and the Raiders on the road versus what might be a Jaden Daniels commander roster.
Who's their backup quarterback?
I'll
have to look on my phone because you have. Is it Mariota by chance?
Josh Johnson's here. I actually think now that you said it, it might be Mariota.
Yeah, it is Mariota.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm a huge Raiders guy. I went with the Commanders because I watched the Raiders on Monday, and I was like, not too good.
Yeah, for me, this is a Raider, you broke my trust kind of pick. I'm going to pick the Commanders until the Raiders prove me otherwise. So
I'm rooting for him. I'm rooting for the
too.
Hey, it's Pete Carroll against Bobby Wagner. It's going to be a weird matchup. I didn't even think about that until like two seconds ago. So
the Rams on the road playing Philadelphia.
I feel it. Philly's too good. Yeah, the Rams suck. Give me the Eagles, dude.
The Rams suck? I don't know.
Go ahead.
The Rams are undefeated.
So are the Eagles, dude.
Yeah.
So are the Colts. Who are you going with?
Colts don't suck. Colts have Indiana Jones. So I'm picking.
Who are you going with?
I'm going to pick the Eagles at home. I think they have a more complete roster, and they're going to be able to handle the Rams. And I need these division teams to finally lose some games. So I'm going to hope that
guys,
Philly
we still control our own destiny. Okay. It's fine. The vibes are fine.
Michael Penix Falcons squad against a guy who was given a chance to win the game against the Cardinals last week and went 0-6 on the final drive, only being carried by penalties to still lose to the Cardinals, Bryce Young, and the Panthers.
Yeah, this is one of the only games I picked the road team to win. I took the Falcons.
I'm picking Falcons by a lot. Listen, if we learned anything from the last outing from the Falcons is that they actually have pass rush now, and that defense is dangerous. And the Panthers
has Braylon Trice done anything this year? Because he is a Washington Husky, and he got picked the same year as Penix.
I don't know.
Sorry, that was
Falcons. Falcons might only give up like 3 points this game. I don't see the Panthers do much of anything. Steelers trying to bounce back on the road against the Patriots.
Okay. Here's where I think both teams are not very good.
I agree.
I just went with the Patriots because they were at home. I think the Rodgers downfall started last week.
Really? Huh. I am also picking the Patriots at home. Look, at some point, people in this state have to wake up and figure out that Mike Tomlin is not the super genius everybody thinks he is. So I've said before, and I'll say it again, I really believe in the Patriots coaching. I think it's going to take some time for it all to mesh together in a new scheme and all that stuff. But I believe in what New England's building. So give me the Patriots at home.
Yeah.
Packers on the road against what in this moment is a Joe Flacco-led Brown team. It might be Dylan Gabriel by the time Sunday rolls around.
They're pretty competitive. Not gonna lie, the first half of last
almost had us. And
then the week before, the week before was against the Bengals. Yeah, give me the Packers. I don't think the Browns are very good.
I also am picking the Packers. This is not going to be a competitive game, so give me the Packers. Jets on the road facing against the Bake Show. Is Baker Elite playing?
Who's the Jets backup quarterback?
Tyrod Taylor.
Wow, how the turntables. He's coming in to take a young guy's job. Give me the Bucks.
Man, Baker is so fun to watch. I'm picking Tampa Bay at home.
Yeah.
Broncos coming out of a heartbreaking loss to the dominant Indiana Colts. They represent an entire state at this point, carrying the hearts of many. On the road, facing against the Chargers.
Classic coaching matchup of Harbaugh versus Peyton.
Your two favorite people.
two cheaters going at it. I think the more evil guy wins. Give me the Chargers.
I am picking the Broncos on the road. I think that Bo Nix he played very well last week. The loss last week wasn't on him. So give me the Broncos because I think the Chargers will eventually revert back to the mean and start charging games again. So maybe that starts this week.
Skip it.
Cowboys on the road to face the Bears.
Home field advantage. Give me the Bears. I know you picked the boys. It's fine.
I did pick the Cowboys. You just talked a big game about how you're rooting for the Cowboys, and now they're going to lose to Caleb Williams.
I root for okay, so hate's a strong word. They got to get
some wins.
Hate's a strong word, but I definitely dislike a lot of teams in the NFL. The Seahawks I love. I can stand the Bears, the Falcons, and the Raiders. Those are my 3 other teams, so I'm going the Bears. I think this game's close.
Caleb did not look good last week. Give me Dallas. I think
but Rome finally. But Rome did. Rome scored 37 fantasy points for me last week.
There it is. I think Cowboys finally have a running game, which is really exciting. So give me Dallas on the road. Oh, one of these teams has to win, right? Cardinals at Niners.
Yeah, this was a tough matchup for me. Not really rooting for anybody, but give me the Cardinals. They're good.
This is going to be interesting. I think if this is a crazy take, and I know we'll get to some crazy takes later. But I think if Mac starts, I think the Niners win. I think if Brock starts, they lose. And
he ain't starting, dude.
I
don't think Purdy's gonna play.
That's where I'm at. So I think the Niners are gonna win. I think they're gonna ride this Mac hype and get a win at home.
Yeah. In what city are they playing in?
They're gonna play at home in Santa Clara, right?
Yeah, that's right. Why is their name not say that? What's up, Seahawks, okay. Eddie? We're just making our picks right now.
Kansas City limping at an 0-2 pace to the Meadowlands to play the 0-2 Giants with the NFL passer leader Russell Wilson waiting for them.
Okay, so I'm a Chiefs guy. You know this. I don't know what it is. I got tired of all the people talking shit about the refs getting paid off. That made me a Chiefs guy. I'm still going with the Chiefs. I'm an anti-Russ guy.
I believe
Shut up.
That after this week, the Chiefs will be officially dead. Russell Wilson slays the evil empire that is the Kansas City Chiefs.
They're not evil. They just win a lot. I hate that.
Give me the Giants at home. Scatterboo, best game as a pro, which I know the bar's pretty low right now, but I think
best game, 1 out of the 2.
He goes off, and the Giants beat the Chiefs. I think the Chiefs are not in a great place right now.
Chiefs are a touchdown favorite. I just checked. So at least they got that right. I think we might disagree with this next one. So I'm going to pick the Ravens. I think the Lions aren't as good as they were last year, and I think we've seen that.
I agree. I think the Ravens are going to win at home. Lamar's playing
out of his vibes guy, dude.
Lamar's playing out of his mind.
Yeah, but who's more vibes than Dan Campbell?
That's true. Maybe Lamar Jackson. I would tend to argue. So you got to think Derrick Henry is going to be out for revenge after getting hemmed in like he did last week against the Browns. So
I actually
a
didn't.
monster game from him.
I didn't watch that game last week against the Browns. I just saw it was close at halftime.
26 yards.
Not good.
Not good.
Vibes are low.
Vibes are low. Revenge is high.
Yeah, and then we had DK revenge last week. DK revenge game. Didn't end up so well for him.
And then the game of the week for us, at least. Saints travel to the Pacific Northwest and take on the Seattle Seahawks.
I don't know. This actually, other than the Bills game, this is the biggest spread of the week. The Seahawks are favored by more points than anybody else. The Packers and the Seahawks are both favored by 7.5 points. Like I said earlier, there's no excuse to lose this game. I think the Saints are the worst team in the NFL, and taking the Seahawks at home. I know that sounds insane because we usually lose at home, but I'm taking them.
All right. Well, you mentioned that Seattle's home field has not been as great as it once was. They seem to be better on the road than they are at home.
7-1 last year on the road.
You also mentioned that this game has a vibe of what was the Giant game last year. And this team does have a tendency to look out beyond themselves. And if you saw next week, divisional game, this has trap written all over it.
Go ahead, and do it.
I'm picking the Seahawks by 20. So yeah, there's no rhyme or reason why this game should be remotely closed at all. I just talked it up to get Joe all bent out of shape.
I figured
Joe knows I will pick against the Seahawks because I'd rather be right than good.
So I thought you were picking against them. And then when you said the vibes are high, you kind of sound like Mr. Van Driesen of Beavis and Butt. I was like, he's lying, dude. He's not gonna pick the Saints.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think Seahawks win. Last week on the show, I had more faith in the Seahawks beating the Steelers the way you did last week. I said there was going to be a multi-score kind of game, and they came through. So I think this is going to be a big win, and I'm excited.
It's funny because I talked to obviously I work in Seattle, so I talked to a lot of Seahawks fans at work, and there's this guy that came up to me. He's like, dude, you called it. The Hawks whooped the Steelers. And I go, like, on this show, I'll not pretend, but like I'll kind of let my like true emotion show in the moment. But like truthfully, I was not worried about the Steelers. This is like, I mean, if we lost, I don't know how to describe it. I'd be more mad if we lost than like anything, because I think we're a lot more talented than them.
Yeah, like a disappointed father.
Yeah, so
yeah,
let's get to our hot takes. I don't want to copy you, so you go first.
Something
I'm
new.
I'm gonna switch into my Huskies hat for this one, actually.
Hot takes, and you're putting on a Huskies hat. Okay.
Hottest team in college football, baby.
So this is a new thing for us here. We're going to have a hot take, a general hot take around the league. And I am bringing back a hot take that holds more water now than it ever has before. And that is Joe Burrow is on the fast track for the Andrew Luck career arc. This is.
I don't think we've talked about this ever.
Yes, we have. Yes, we have. I've said it on this show when in the dead of the offseason. I remember talking to you about this, where Joe Burrow We talked about it, I think, after the draft when I think it was during preseason when the Bengals had a terrible offensive line showing that showed Joe Burrow getting sacked over and over again. Joe Burrow and Andrew Luck have played the same amount of NFL season tenure games, and Joe Burrow has been hit and sacked more, about 30 times more than Andrew Luck has. And Joe Burrow is also getting perennially now injured because of lack of protection around him. If this happens one more time, I don't think he's going to like up and retire this year. But listen, if something like this happens early on in the season next year, I'm dead serious. I think Joe Burrow has the potential to just be like, I'm done, just like Andrew Luck.
That'd be nuts. That's what hot takes are for. I know arguing with that would be funny because it's a hot take. So I get where you're coming from. A cold take I have before we get to the hot takes is the Huskies are going to win the Apple Cup by probably 40 points this weekend. We're favored by 20.5. The Cougars were down 42-3 to North Texas. You saw that on Saturday.
Brutal.
Huskies had a bye week. Do a Husky hot take really quick. Yeah, I think we win by at least 35 points. And I'll have one for you next week about the Ohio State game. I like to sneak in a little Huskies ball every week. My real hot take is I think Fred Warner might be the most overhyped / under-criticized player in the NFL.
Why?
Okay, so do you remember when DK got ejected against the 49ers 2 years ago when he slammed Warner down on the ground? He kind of did a suplex to him. And then Warner shoved DK's neck down. Okay, and then DK and Warner got into a fight. This would have been 2 years ago. So they ejected DK and Dre Greenlaw. Okay. Nothing about Fred Warner. Okay. Let's go to last week. He does get okay, let's start the first running play last week. Kenneth Walker runs with the ball. Kenneth Walker's clearly down. Fred Warner goes to punch the ball out while he's obviously down, and then gets up and puts him in a headlock and doesn't get a penalty. Fred Warner gets kicked in the chin. I thought that was funny. And then when Sam Darnold did the hard count, to run the play clock out, like a lot of people does, Fred Warner does the thumbs up, like, nice job, you really got me. I think he's cocky. I don't think he's as good as Patrick Willis was. I don't think that's a hot take, but I think he's definitely overrated, under-criticized. He's cocky.
All right. That's a hot take. I don't think it's unjustified, but yeah.
Hottest take of all time is Cal Ripken did steroids. I'm just kidding. Yeah. I made that up, but how funny would that have been?
That would have been wild.
America's hero doing the juice.
America's a hero. Just like Captain America on the juice.
Yeah, exactly. Anything else you want to say before we get out of here?
Yeah, Cal Raleigh MVP. That's what I want.
Yep.
That's what I want. The Mariners.
He didn't hit one tonight, right?
That's
tonight. Not hot take, dude.
I want the Mariners to make the playoffs, and I want Cal Raleigh to win the MVP he deserves. And baseball writers.
Would you rather have the Mariners make the World Series or Cal Raleigh win the MVP?
Make the World Series.
Me too.
It's not even close.
Except for I'm a pretty big Mariners fan. I think we've talked about this enough for you to know that I'm a pretty big Mariners
have your
fan.
flaws, but yes, you are a Mariners fan.
Yeah, I hate management. Or hate ownership.
Don't like Ichiro. Hate the City Connect uniforms.
I don't hate the jerseys. I hate the pants. God, everybody just piles on me for that. Actually, nobody does because I think nobody likes the Black Pants. But I kind of like in the offseason making fun of the Mariners and ourselves. So, like I said, first thing is I tell everybody I'm a Mariners fan. I love being able to make fun of the fact that we're the only team that's never been to the World Series before. It's kind of fun. Just throw that out there. Take a jab at yourself. You can't make fun of yourself. You can't make fun of anybody else, right?
Pain and suffering, the way of the Mariner. And I keep telling my buddies, I'm like, this is gonna hurt. Like the wheels are gonna fall off. They're gonna
his name's no, it's not. But his name's kind of funny. But do you follow Urinating Tree? He's friends with like Tom Grossi, and he did a video on the Mariners. You should watch it about how all of us get punched in the dick. Every game.
It's a dick punch.
Year.
Yep.
Yeah.
I am well aware of Tree's work. He is
he's a Pittsburgh guy.
He's a Pennsylvanian. So yeah. Good guy. Good use.
All right. Well, thanks everybody. I'd like to dedicate the show to the people of Pittsburgh. Love you guys.
Thanks for the dub and the good vibes.
Good vibes only.